Can I get a motion to pay the June 11th bills? It's great, is that what we were discussing?
Yeah, that's on the water project.
Mm-hmm.
That's the,
So I'll make a motion that we approve those receipts.
Second it. All in favor? Aye.
Speak up. Speak up. Can't hear you. Can't hear any of this. Speak up.
That'll fix the problem.
Okay, water update. This is from Scott. He's still training with Wendy. They seem to be getting along great. All right. Changed out the meter at 242 South 3rd Street with a radio reader to see if it will read on the next meter readings. New hydrant gauges have been installed to monitor town water pressure while the tower has been out. Wastewater. He had to change the backflow for the high water alarm. Called Steve in to pump out grease in the lift station. The maintenance logs are staying updated. The drying beds have been cleaned of all feces. Okay, we have some signs been ordered. He wants some more ordered. You make a motion now? Make a motion to allow Scott to order more signs?
I'll second
But we need
it.
to,
I'll make one.
need to specify how much we're approving, or how many signs we're
Any
approving.
signs?
There's at least 10.
At least 10.
And the motion is to give at least 10 signs.
Yeah, maybe up to this. Yeah, yeah. Okay, make it up to a dozen.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. We did, him and Troy are cleaning up the tree on 4th Street that was cut down before anyone gets injured. And he patched some holes. And that's all of Scott's. Consumer confidence reports information.
So like, this year, for some reason, the consumer confidence report is like 17 pages long. And at the last meeting, you guys approved to post it at the post office, the bank, the town hall, and put it on the webpage. And, but Wendy says they still need to have information delivered door to door, so people know where to get access to them. In years past, the fire department has done it, and the town water utility donated $300 to the fire department, because it's kind of like an all-day job, and, I put a copy of what is delivered, but it'll just be one page, it won't be. Yeah. And hopefully not everybody run down there and want a copy of it, because number one, it's gonna be very costly, 17 pages.
Is it on the website?
Yeah, it's on the website.
It is on the website.
All 17 pages?
There we go. So we have to notice it allows people to.
Yeah.
They come to the town hall to get a hard copy of it.
Okay. Now we went to the sewer update.
Okay, the pre-approved the water rehab invoices for the set amount.
Yes.
That was Beth said that some towns do that. You know, if it's under $20,000, they'll just go ahead, when she sends it for approval, then if it's under 20,000, and this is just a number she threw out there, then
They pre-approve it.
I can, it's already approved by the council, I can say go ahead and process it, and then they're not sitting there waiting for a $16,000 check or whatever. My gut feeling tells me if you guys wanna approve everything before it's paid out, I'm fine with that, and it's just the way it'll be if you guys decide to do that. Now, the bill that you guys approved earlier was $117,000.
Yeah.
Anything over, near that's gonna be here before it's, so if you guys wanna say, just, we wanna approve it before it's processed, that's fine. If you don't, why, set them out so we'll know how to proceed.
Yeah. Okay.
Almost not used to.
For how much?
That's the thing, how much?
How much? 20? 25?
I mean, I wonder what an average bill would be, we're talking about in the construction.
The construction.
25.
That'd be all right.
Motion to approve payment of invoices 25,000 or less without approval by council.
Need a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we went through some streets. There are 2 locust trees and mulberry trees on Greencastle Avenue.
Yeah. I looked at it.
I did too. And the job is gonna be $300 with the town cleaning up. And 3 trees on South 4th Street will be $500 with the town cleaning up.
That's a big tree. I'll make a motion that we do that. And on the tree castle avenue, on First Street.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
This will be the same thing.
Yeah.
How
Fire
much?
date?
We got the old town hall, the garage door opener took a crack last night, so we need to get that replaced. So whenever we can get that done, we need to get that done as quick as we can.
Is it something they stock at Lowe's or
I
Menards?
would assume it just looks like to me, it's just a standard garage door opener, yeah. I'm assuming those, Menards or Lowe's, would have something.
I don't know, big door, it had to be something different, but I don't know.
It's just aluminum doors,
Okay.
and,
Chamberlain.
yeah, it's a chamber, yeah.
Menard.
Other than that, everything else is decent at the moment.
Make a motion that you can buy a garage door opener for the old town hall. All in favor?
Did we approve those taking down the trees?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
Sorry.
Surplus vehicle report.
What?
Fortunately, we sold all of them.
Yeah, and for more while though, we get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 3,500, is that what they're all?
Yeah,
3,500.
3,500, yeah, for all three, yeah.
3,500.
Yeah.
More than that.
Okay, the townwide cleanup. If somebody will commit to paying 50% of the cost, the town will pay the other 50.
So the question is, if we can find an organization that will spearhead it this year, will the town commit to 50%? If some other organization will take responsibility of getting donations or whatever.
We gotta find.
Now, the fire department are gonna pick up the heavy stuff that y'all get. Give that money to the fire department, they used to do that.
Well, they used to do that and there's money making for the fire department. Nowadays, they sell it as scrap and then it goes against the bill. Used to, the dumpsters was free, and now they're probably free.
Okay, they're expensive.
I wouldn't use Republic because they're high price.
What's 50% of the cost? What's 50% of the cost?
We're not sure.
If an organization wants to put it on,
Well, like last year, it was, $691 total town and then for the, business association.
But because you negotiated it way down.
Remember we did. Because we got the bill and they had a $450 per dumpster set fee, I think, and they never told us about that whenever they was, so. Then I thought maybe I'm not throwing this out to the Lazy Days Committee, but some organization, if they wanted to contact some others for donations to help out with it. I just wanted to make sure that the town would be willing to come through with some money to do it if we find somebody that would.
Go 50% from our part.
It could be $800, it could be $1,800. I can't see it being that much, but
Does this association use to be able to do this, but we haven't had a fundraiser?
I think two would be plenty, wouldn't you, Donnie?
do I?
Two dumpsters?
Probably, because they didn't do hardly anything in the last one.
Spencer had something going on too, didn't they, at the same time, county, I think, had something really happened to that one.
Ernie made a motion to,
Give them the, we'd pay 50% if they can do it.
Somebody do the other half.
Okay.
I'll second, or
all in favor?
Aye.
Retirement benefits and personnel benefits.
So, you got kind of a rough draft there to look at, and if you guys could go through it, make notations on what needs to be changed, or what needs to be added, or whatever, and get it to us by the next Friday or Saturday, or Thursday or Friday, then, at our next meeting, we can maybe get some action done. There was a page here of information on, it's not 401K, it's some other kind of retirement gift.
457B.
So right now, the town has a contract or an agreement that only full-time employees can contribute to, and the town will match 4%. So if he was gonna change it to where part-timers could start a retirement fund, then you would have to fill out a new contract, and there's some information for you to look at and consider.
Okay. We have a salary ordinance amendment. On May 28, 2024, the Gosport Town Council, upon consideration of the superintendent position, decided not to fill the position, but instead continue with the 2 part-time employees. They decided to give a raise of $1.84 to the part-time workers, bringing their total pay to $18.90 per hour. At the same meeting, the council considered that since the title change from utility clerk to deputy clerk brought more and different job responsibility, some of which are connected to the $7 million water rehab, that the position be increased from $15.60 to $17.84 per hour. Michael made the motion for 3 raises and Ernie seconded. Motion carried 3 to 0. These raises are to be started as of June 3rd. Is that what we?
June 3rd,
Yeah. Yeah, we told them that they did it the first.
Oh, yeah, okay, so that.
So it would be June 3rd. Can I get a motion to approve it? Being retroactive to June 3rd?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we make this retro back to the 3rd of June.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You can just send it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Emily Ziegler, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, requesting to use the shelter house on June 30th for her birthday party. Do we have anything else going on June 30th? I don't think we do. It's on a Sunday.
it to you if you want it. It was just like a diagram, an aerial of the town and what we're gonna use for lazy days, so that's really the only reason I'm here is to request use of the park. So, the use of the town park and adjacent streets for the festival, the evening of August 8th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that week. I will, if you want, I can either email it, or I don't care to bring it by, if you want the letter and the aerial. I printed it all out and all that stuff, but it's something that so I can get it all for you if you want it, but basically the gist of it is, 3rd Street to South, so from Main, 4th, down Main Street, 4th to 3rd. You guys already know all this, but it's.
Same as.
Yeah, the only, I mean, and I'm sure Michelle's request is the only thing that I'm asking is on Friday evening for the car show, we usually try to keep it blocked off, but we try to go down Main Street a little further if we have to. We thought about going up towards the post office, so that would be the only two that would change if we get a lot of people for the parade. The only other thing is, depending on how many I get together, we'll have 40 or so no parking signs, and they will be no parking, towed at your own risk. So we don't have to go through people on Main Street when the parade's going on.
Okay.
And we'll get those set up. We'll still need, the barricades and those types of things that you guys have that, I'm gonna make up some actual no parking things so we can set them in spots so that people, you know, don't have.
Hopefully get the idea.
Yeah. The only other things that, I don't know if this stuff has been requested in the past, but, I'm sure the streets will be fine, but if not, I don't know. Michelle says, does the fire department clean them off with water or something? Do they use?
Normally we do.
Okay, all right, that's cool, yeah. And then, I don't know what's going on at the park, but we've got 2 months for the festival. Can we get some grass growing? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, trying to get the water diverted off it.
I know there's stuff
Chris.
down there, but,
On that alley part, I've been helping Craig on it. He's supposed to lay them boards down, and then where he's got that drain pipe where along the basketball goes.
Oh, I
We're
haven't.
supposed to start that as soon as I get back from vacation.
okay, all right.
But he's got some kind of thing, he's gonna lay bricks or something down that alleyway,
Okay.
and then put a little dirt over it where the grass will grow and stuff. So that's all, that was all expected to get it, grass on it before lazy days.
Yeah, okay, all right. Well, it's just, I mean, it was done last fall. I don't know why. Maybe
Well,
it's
we
just
had to
all
re-
blocked
That
out.
big rainstorm they had, all that gravel ran down the alley, and it all ran in the playground. So they're trying to divert that water out of going in the playground.
So like, we built a ledge up by the playground,
Okay,
that mound, that'll be all grass over that mound. So,
okay. All right.
What about insurance?
As far as the insurance goes, I mean, it's probably been, actually, less than 6 months, it's probably been 8 months. I mean, I talked to Wally about insurance, we're covered. The whole purpose of Lazy Days was to take care of this place, so we fall under the umbrella of the community building, according to Wally for insurance services. So,
yeah, that was brought up last week.
the only other thing is, just to be honest, there was a sign put up down there, we'd like to have that removed before Lazy Days. We've got a lot of volunteers in town and on the committee, and, we have paid sponsors that have sponsored, and may or may not have stuff put up for those people, but.
What sign?
We don't,
The roof on the shelter house.
yeah, the metal sign is.
So they told him they would leave that up for a year because he donated that roof. We didn't charge us anything for it. Of course, we paid for everything else that was done, but that's why that got put in there.
And it has to be up for a year.
It's supposed to be verbally, that was the agreement.
I haven't even seen it, what was posted, but
It's a really good size sign.
we were just trying to get it up, does it sit right in front of the gazebo?
Yeah.
That's just what we're trying to do.
Is there any way to cover it up?
Yeah.
Is it?
Just move it.
But, I mean, we probably aren't gonna have everybody else up that sponsored Lazy Days, so, so, I mean, that's just, I mean, that doesn't have to be done, and I don't know, I don't know if the gazebo needs painted, I don't know, town park needs cleaned up, I don't remember last time we tried to do some of that, I had a guy paint it a few years ago, but I don't know if it'd be nice to have that done, if it needs it, I don't know if it does. So, I think that's it.
Did you say Sunday was also Lazy Days, 4 days?
There is a, yeah, they're having a church thing on Sunday. Yeah, Thursday evening, basically, and, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
They usually, some of them comes in on Wednesday evenings and drops
Yeah.
the trailers and
So
stuff.
we'll probably start blocking off like before that, if that's okay. So, I don't know, if it's any different than having passed, but I'll just kind of make sure. Any questions?
Thought, leaving the stuff on the desk, you don't get no better.
Oh. No kidding. And if you want, I'll drop all that stuff off. It's just a couple of days, so that we at least have it, so. I don't know if we have to vote on that or approve or it's automatic or what, but appreciate it.
What time's the car show? You know?
There you go.
Add it all.
I was just thinking about the school bus coming down this road gonna be blocked off that day, that's all I was thinking about. School.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, they're in school.
Them streets will be blocked off on Thursday and Friday.
I don't know what they've done in the past, they'll be
Yeah.
blocked it before.
You might go find them.
Yeah.
Down here in Gosport, let them know, and let them down.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point, I had to.
Just let them know that it's gonna be blocked.
Yeah, yeah, thanks. There's one car showing up at 1 o'clock.
Can I get a motion to approve Lazy Days using the park on the state through the shelf and blocking off streets?
Make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Terry? You're up.
Terry Wright, I live at 129 South Fifth Street. I'm not here complaining. I'm here, I'm looking for some assistance. The property sits right behind my property, which is west of 129 South Fifth Street, is owned by somebody that bought the old nursing home, back by Tom Alicia Rice. And there's an old building there that's a great liability. It is literally falling. It's, yeah, honestly, I mean, it's, people have thrown junk in it for years. There's trees hanging over it.
Where is it?
129 South Fifth Street, west of
His house.
Between his house
It's
and
about
the
like,
other.
you know, have old beds and stuff in it,
Yeah, the nurse home used it for years for old hospital beds and
Yeah.
wheelchairs. Those are all gone now, it's went all away.
yeah.
But we've got some young kids in the neighborhood again, and if a young child gets back there, we're gonna have issues. Along with that, just on west of that building, there's a spring. Someplace just, I guess it'd be just north of that. And there's a culvert that the nursing home had put in back years ago. And that culvert now has become clogged. And so I'm assuming everybody else in town has had trouble with mosquitoes.
Yeah.
This is, there's standing water back there year round. It's to the point now where we cannot hardly use our backyard. So I'm just looking for some assistance from the town board, maybe contact that property owner. I mean, if somebody with the equipment, it wouldn't take any time to knock that building down and get rid of it. My concern is if, you know, if some little kid gets out there and gets someplace not supposed to be, if they get in that building, they won't get out. I mean, it's literally, I was out in my backyard about a month ago, I thought I heard a tree fall. It wasn't, it was a building falling. And so, I'm just here for some assistance, if you guys could, if somebody from the town board, you'd have to come down and look at it, see what I'm telling you about it. And just see if we can get something done before somebody gets hurt, and I'd like to get that water cleaned out.
Yeah.
And it just, because that's a,
Yeah.
and there's points of the year it even smells, the water is so stagnant back there. So,
That could be a health issue.
oh, it definitely is, I think so. Thank you.
Fell down.
It just by chance.
Is there an alleyway there, Terry, behind your house?
You know, at one time, there was an alleyway between my house and Garnet. Now, for some reason or other, yeah, it always been vacated legally, or they just, now they use it for a driveway. But at one time when, I don't know who owned I don't know if it's Fred Ponton or the family before Ponton, Lynch's.
Yeah.
They had that opened up because they were using it for storage. Well, since then, it's just been left alone. There's a roadbed back there with a culvert, and, it's pretty nasty. I mean, it's clogged up, and it just needs to be opened up.
Wasn't there a barn back there one time?
That's the barn.
Barn that he's talking about.
That's what he's talking about. Mr. King told me we used to porch back there, right there now. Marley's? Yeah, but the building is completely, it's got a concrete floor in it, but the building is gone. I mean, it needs to be burned. But it's too close to my garage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have, took a picture of the paperwork on the door the other day,
Oh,
and there's a phone number here, I'll try to call them tomorrow.
okay. They've been doing a lot of work back there,
Yeah.
and they've actually cut some trees just on the other side of the wet spot, but they haven't got to the wet spot yet, but, I know they've been doing some clearing, there, especially behind the Baptist church, between the Baptist church and the nursing home.
Yeah.
They've got that all opened up.
Yeah. They're down there about 6 o'clock in the morning, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Maybe I'll take a lie down there. Okay, we'll check it out.
Thank you.
We don't need a motion for that, do we? They're on white? On white? Gone. Information on sidewalk and pole barn. Doesn't say where.
He's talking about putting a pole barn in his backyard, and whether what kind of restrictions or rules we have as far as the sidewalk. If they're coming down the hill and they start digging in for a driveway going into, what kind of problem? He lives in the stone.
All numbers on place.
The Ronald's not here, is it?
You bring it to the topic, though.
Yeah. Bill Arnold would like a drive-through put into the water town hall.
That's a good one.
Wow, that is funny.
You didn't show up?
Where are we gonna put this? Drive-through.
Drive through to pay your water bill.
Get out of the car, put it in the box. Good Lord.
To be honest with you, his wife came in, paid her water bill, and she said, Bill wants to be put on the agenda, he thinks he should have a drive-through. And I said, okay, we'll put it on there. And then when I talked to him, I asked, he said, am I on the agenda? I said, yeah, I was there to bring up your comment.
He didn't show up.
He didn't show up.
Show up.
Now we know why.
Well, that's
Tony's the only
my
one that
cousin.
wants it, so for it.
Tell him we approved it and he's gotta pay for it.
Yeah, here we go.
He would,
Anybody else? Ronnie?
Mary, there any way we can get them streetlights fixed?
I thought we were supposed to fix those.
Nobody's brought in the bulb yet, okay.
Not that I know of.
Scott's been with Wendy almost every morning.
You know how to get the bob out there, Troy?
Yeah.
If I go down and get the back on, lift you up there, can you get a bob out and
Okay,
go get some in?
there you go.
Oh, that's good.
Do that first thing in the morning. I'll meet you down at Water,
Put a
Troy.
safety belt on it.
Meet you down there about 9:30 in the morning. We'll do that. Got two of them completely
Yeah,
out,
it needs to be done,
and then two yellow ones, this looks crappy.
especially before the lady day. Jen.
What's the status on that burnt down house there behind the Christian church and in that alley? That's been quite a while now. I knew it, you guys were working on it one time, but I don't know where we're standing now on that.
We have someone that spoke to me in regards to buying it, but there's a lien against the property. And somebody said it's a $5,000 lien, somebody said it's a $13,000 lien. So we don't know, but
Yeah.
Where do they own it?
they're here in town, but he's not able to.
Then he
I've
needs-
sent him notices about the property and about the fines. We're in a place where we could go onto the property and
That's what we're
clean it
gonna
up.
have to do.
The problem is that last time we did that, cost us about $8,000 by the time we took it down, hauled it off, and cleaned it up. So,
That ain't nothing like tearing a house down and stuff. What we
Pardon me?
did, down there where we done that at, wasn't nothing like having to tear a whole house down and stuff.
right. So.
You're probably looking at probably $20,000 to $25,000.
You know, the problem is that the town, in order to enforce this, would have to come up with the money to do it, and then use the process that we have to sell the lot, to satisfy the mechanics lien, and that's sort of where we are. It's like-
And they done got two liens
maybe
against
it's
us.
buy it, you reckon? That's what I've.
You'd be third in line.
I've had a few people ask me about it. Maybe
So we're just
somebody-
gonna let it sit as it is and,
You wanna buy it, do you, Chris?
No, no, but can you not do a lien judgment search and know what's up against it, and then whoever you talked about was interested in buying it, then you know where you're at as far as
Right.
the amount, and, but the other side of the coin is the gentleman that owns it, I mean, even though he's, I mean, is he capable, if he, I mean, would he sell it, I guess, or
He's in a
something?
wheelchair.
But I mean, he's,
He says he would sell it.
Yes, he says he would
I
sell
said
it.
there was a guy that was interested in buying it, but he found out there's liens, that's what's holding him up.
the one that you have a lien judgment search by a title company, and they'll know what's exactly
Yeah.
against it.
We need a good realtor. Somebody
Yes.
knows how to do that kind of thing. You know anybody? I don't know how to do
You
that.
could have started if you want.
I tried looking at the GIS, the county site, to see if there was anything attached, but there's nothing that I found public on there.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to know what the dollar amount was, so I knew how to go forward with it, but I.
But the guy's, he's willing to cooperate.
Yeah, he's willing to sell.
Yeah, he is.
That's why.
Well, there's a lot of trash there, like right along, can they even at least clean that, even if you don't touch the house, but at least get rid of that trash? I mean, that's an eyesore for the.
Is the dumpster empty at the water plant?
mice and rats, snakes.
We could put something in there.
We got a couple of bucket loads out there, keep track of time,
Yeah, the trailer, yeah,
all there,
I see.
document it, work orders, whatever we need to do, we can do that. We got a couple of bucket loads out of there.
Make sure it's all legal.
Yeah.
The ordinance that we have, the cleanup ordinance allows us to go onto the property. If for any reason you resist that, then we would have to have a certain report off. We just have to be careful about trespass.
That's right.
Is the car still there?
In the back, yes.
Trailers.
Yeah. Cause you kept saying, oh, I want the lake, well, yeah, you got it. Huh?
The camper trailer.
Yeah, he sold that. It's supposed to be still here in town somewhere.
Is that the one Brian Archer's got?
Just so it isn't there.
No, that one needs to go away.
Yeah, it's on the Brian Rogers house, which is another eyesore.
That's another eyesore, yeah, we saw that today.
Yeah.
He's fixing that out.
Hey, Chris. Did you also get that card?
I'll look into it, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know where you get it, or do it, or
Yeah.
guide me into it all.
No, I'm sorry, yeah, I'll have, I mean, I can get, I'll get some, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Oh, before we forget, the house that Larry was complaining about last week, I spoke to her today, and she's going to have it mowed Thursday.
By next week.
It should be done.
I mowed part of the front.
Yeah.
What it was better.
The house that they want on South Street, they wanted the grass mowed, I spoke to her today, and she's gonna have it mowed Thursday.
That old turnout gear and boots and stuff, if the town wants to get rid of it, I'll be willing to $150 for it.
Are we getting rid of it?
That's down to down. I think it's gonna be donated.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be cars on side.
Maybe
I might make a motion, we allow running by a second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Check to Donnie tomorrow.